Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cleveland Stage Door. My name is Jimmy Davis, and we are back, and it's a little different this week. I do not have a musical theater guest this week. I have a rocking guest this week. A very, very long time friend of mine. I have known this guy for 14 years now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Cooper from Skillet to the show. John, how are you doing, sir?
What is up? Yeah, no musical theater for me. I don't have a voice for it. I wish I did, but I don't. So let's get that on the table.
Yeah, John, I have to say, we've known each other for 14 years. I never thought we'd be sitting across from each other, talking to each other this way.
Yeah, it's funny.
And so what's been going on? What's new with the band?
We'll see. Skillet's got a new record out. It's called Revolution. We're touring it now and having a great time playing the new songs. We're excited. It's sort of I don't want to say it's like a starting over for Skillet because we've been doing this for so long, but we do have a little bit of that feeling. You know, it's almost like a reset. Part of that's probably because this is the first album we've released independently. We were on Atlantic Records for 20 years. So this is our first independent album, which gave us more creative freedom and more so than just creative freedom, more freedom to release when we want to release it how we want to release it. So I don't want it to imply that they were not giving us artistic freedom, but when you're able to call your own shots, it just naturally works out that way. You know, you get to do what you want to do. And that has been a huge thing for us. And it's kind of made me feel like a kid again, you know, enjoying making music and having the eye of the tiger. Like, okay, this is all resting on me. If it goes good, great. If it doesn't go good, I got no one to blame but myself. And I always prefer that. I always prefer to bet on myself rather than other people. I don't know why.
And you're still playing. You're still working with the same players. Like you're still playing. You're still recording with Seth, right?
Yeah, we still work with a lot of the same people. That was part of the excitement, was going, hey, I know who I like to work with. One of the things that labels can offer is sometimes will be connections. They've got connections with all sorts of other people, and that's wonderful. At this point, I kind of found who I like working with. I've had some really good experiences, and I kind of know how I want to do it. And so it kind of started actually last year. I was writing a song, and I remember thinking it was a little out of the box for me. It's actually on the record. It's called All That Matters. And I thought, it's a little different for me, and I don't want to screw it up. I had this feeling like, dude, I'm going to mess this song up, which I don't usually have that feeling. So I was thinking, this reminds me of my friend Brian Howes. Brian Howes is a songwriter and a producer. He produced our record Comatose in 2006 and Unleashed in 2016. And he's a great songwriter. He writes a lot of country music. He wrote for Daughtry and people like that. And I thought, this is a song that I really need Brian's help with. I'll just call him. And I said, well, not only do you want to write it, why don't you just produce it? It just sounds like you. Why don't we do it together? And I didn't have to go through all the red tape. And then we can make the music we want to make. And then also, the last thing I'll say about that is because sometimes you feel you have a song that is like a now song. You know, you might see that with music or for films. Sometimes you see a film and you go, now's the right time for that film to come out. And then if it comes out 5 years later, you're like, you kind of missed your window for when it was like super relevant. Mm-hmm. Music is even more like that, I think, because you can put it out tomorrow. If I write a song today, if I really want it out next week, I could do that. And so sometimes you feel that you have a song, it's for now. You want to get it out. You think it's poignant. It's going to help people. And now I have the freedom to do that. So everybody go check out the new record. It's called Revolution.
Yeah, the new record's great. It's fantastic. I was going to ask, like, so what is the goal for the band for the next 5 years or so?
Goal for the band for the next 5 years. I think the goal has always been the same for me, and maybe that sounds not specific enough. I've just always wanted to be able to be authentic. Maybe that sounds trite to some people, but I actually mean it with all my heart. I just want to be authentic. I don't want to have to make music that I don't love. I don't want to. I not only do I not want to make music that I don't love, I won't make music that I don't love. I won't say things that I don't feel, that I don't believe. I have no issue singing someone else's song that they wrote if it's a song that I connect with. I go, I believe that. I feel it. That would be fine with me. But I want to be myself, and I don't want to ever feel that I'm not being true to that. That would be. I don't want success so badly that I would not be who I really am. And so that might sound trite for some people, but that is real. And so for Skillet for the next 5 years, I just want to be able to look back and say, hey, I stuck to my guns. I sang about what I wanted to sing about. I sang about my faith. Here's the thing: every show I meet somebody. This is crazy, Jimmy. Every single show I meet somebody that says, your music is the reason I'm clean and sober, or that I got off of drugs. Your music is the reason I finally quit doing meth. I meet people every single show, and it's so impactful to me. It's so much better than a gold record. I don't know how to explain it. Getting a platinum record is awesome. Having a sold out show is awesome. Having a radio hit is so good. When you meet a grown man who starts crying because it's your music that helped him get off of meth, he'd been on meth for 20 years and his life is being put back together. And now he lost his kids because of drug addiction. And now his kids are back at home. Oh my gosh. It's so much better than a platinum record. It can't be explained. That's my goal. I want more of that.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and I've seen that. I've done so many of your meet and greets at like the music festivals
Yeah.
that we've worked together. I've seen that in first person, and
Yeah, you have.
it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So let's talk about this. Like, how is it to juggle maintaining, like, you do a lot of mainstream rock shows and you do a lot of the Winter Jam shows. How is it maintaining keeping both of those sides happy? Because
Mm,
there's two different crowds there. How do you
yeah.
maintain keeping both sides happy?
You're right. There's a little bit of a dance, a little bit of a juggle, you might want to say, and I think that kind of works into the last question too. So when I say I want to know I've been authentic, part of what I am thinking when I say that is that we are juggling these kind of two different audiences. Maybe your hyper faith audience, or even maybe not even hyper faith, maybe just faith. I don't know the right way to say that. Religious audience, and then another audience is like, hey, I'm not into the religious stuff, but I like your music, and your music makes me feel good. I love all these people, and I don't want only religious people at my shows, or only a certain religious person, like only Christians, only this person. I don't want that, and I don't like. That is not my goal, and it has never been my goal. I want people that aren't Christians. Sorry. So when I say faith, I'm a Christian. So that's for people watching that don't know me. That's what I mean. I want people that are not Christians coming. I want them to come to the show, and I want them to feel that I love them. I care about them. I'm speaking about what I believe. And if they choose to not believe what I believe, it's fine with me. It would never hurt our relationship. It would never hurt our friendship it would never make me not want them at the show or to look down upon them. I got no judgment for them. And that's really important to me. So you are juggling these different things. And so the way that I try to do it, again, is to be real, to be upfront. And what I think that fans don't like, Jimmy, is when they feel that you are catering your message for a particular audience one day and then changing it for the next day. That's like what politicians do, and everybody hates that. Or I hate that. I don't like that in politicians. Don't play me. Be yourself. And that's why a lot of my favorite bands are artists that sometimes sing against what I believe. Because I believe that they believe it, and it makes good art. You know what I mean? One of my favorite albums of all time is Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals. I don't get the feeling that he and I are in agreement on a great many things. And I think he probably means it, and it comes across to me as authentic. And I just think it makes really good art, and maybe similar to Trent Reznor or Rob Zombie or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to speak for them. But my point is, you just got to be real with people. And part of that realness is, hey, this is what I believe. I would love for you to believe it too, because I believe it's real. And I believe that a relationship with God brings you hope and life. But if you don't believe it, got no judgment for you. We're friends.
What? So let's talk about Winter Jam. Winter Jam's coming to the Wolstein Center at Cleveland State on January 31st. Skillet, Ann Wilson, KB, Colton Dixon, New Song, Micah Tyler, and Zane Black. $15 at the door. What can they expect from your show at Winter Jam?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, for people who have not heard us, Skillet is kind of known, I think, for our energy on stage. You've seen us, Jimmy, about 5,000 concerts. which means you've seen 50,000 gallons of sweat leave the
Dripped
stage,
on me. Yes.
dripped on you. You're too close up front, man. Back away. You know, we need one of those
Yeah. Yeah.
things like when the
Yeah.
truck's going over. The sweat is coming. You know, obviously I sweat a lot, but there's just a lot of energy. People are always telling me that Skillet is very energetic and very inspirational. And I hear that from people from all sorts of political spectrums, religious spectrum. Like, it made me feel good. It gave me hope. I personally like that because I'm from an era when rock and roll concerts were supposed to be about fun and having a great time and leaving feeling like you had an escape from all your problems for a few hours. I love that. For people who do know who Skillet is, I can tell you we have reworked our set from top to bottom, really for the first time in several years. It's a new set. We're playing new songs. We have new production. It's really exciting. And probably that, remember at the beginning I said Skillet feels almost like in a time of reset. That probably plays into, we feel as if we're playing a whole new show. So you're getting those like new show butterflies, you know, like, do I know all my parts? This is going to be exciting. It's fun. So that's what people can expect.
That's amazing. I'm very excited. I was going back to, and I was going back. I went back and looked at the very first year, the very first show I've seen of Skillet. I went back and looked at the photos. The one thing I noticed that never changed in the 14 years of Skillet, you guys have always had the lifts that lifted Corey and Seth in the air. And I've always loved that you guys never have changed that because it's one thing that stayed consistent. That and the fire.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's always great. So, John, I appreciate your time. This is great. Great catching up with you. Winter Jam is going to be at Wolstein Center January 31st with $15 at the door. More information at jamtour.com. Skillet is fantastic. I've seen them probably 300 plus times now in the years I've photographed them and hung out with them. It's a fantastic show. So go check them out. And I'm going to be there, so I'll see you there.
Awesome.
Hopefully we can hang out then, and we'll see you guys all next week. Next week I'll have Colton Dixon on the show, so we'll talk more about Winter Jam next week. So,
Killer.
John, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Hey, it's great to see you again, Jimmy, even if it's over this platform. So I'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Later.